Karen,
Oh, this could be.
are you getting all this in the notes?
It's off the record until the meeting starts, so.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Good.
hoping. What happened to me?
All right,
You
looks
know,
like
a lot of people have that question.
Oh, well, I think wow.
10:01.
All right, well, it's after 10 o'clock, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful Zoom meeting of the City Council. I'm looking outside one of my windows, and it is such a lush green, but then, of course, we've had a bunch of rain. I heard on the news this morning that Georgia's already 14 inches over our yearly average, and we're only halfway through the year, so it should be interesting. Would like to go to the second item on the agenda, which is our invocation, and I have invited a Sky Valley lady who has been here in Sky Valley for many years. She provides a wonderful service for our citizens and community with her prayer warriors emails that alert all of us to our friends and neighbors who possibly need some support, love, and care. And I think it's a fabulous thing that you do. And with that, Miss Connie Larson, would you offer our invocation?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
God has blessed all of us with such a divine place to live. We are thankful for our mayor, councilors, our police, and city employees who keep our city safe and beautiful. God grant them all personal peace in their lives and joy in their task. Watch over the citizens and former citizens of Sky Valley. Citizens, hold the Fogartys, Luke and Tricia, in your prayers, and especially 3-month preemie newborn, 2 pounds, 4 ounces, Elliot Lane Fogarty. And thank you, God, for all of your blessings.
Thank you, Connie. That was
Amen.
wonderful. And we certainly do want to keep the Fogartys in our thoughts and prayers. The next item on our agenda, of course, is the adoption of the agenda. I would like a motion to adopt our agenda with a typo correction on item 9, which should read, consider approval of a 4-month lease agreement with Patty Calderon. I want to confess that I was responsible for the typo. Also, we would like to move up item 8 to be right after the mayoral comments. And do I hear a motion to approve the agenda with the corrections just noted?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have Bill who moved, did the first movement, and who did the second? Bruce, was that you?
I think I might have made a tie between me and Jim.
Okay, a
Jim
tie.
/ Bruce.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. It has, as they say in the movie, so let it be written, so let it be done. All right. Approval of the minutes from our regular council meeting on May 26th. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
So
All right, Ed Morley. Second.
second.
Okay, Bill. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? All right, it is. So let it be written, so let it be done. All right. Mayor and council remarks. First of all, I want to say that I received a video from one of our residents from Father's Day of our city park and pickleball court, and there were at least 20 people trying to play pickleball. There were people in our park and in our pavilion. It was wonderful to see. This person said that he talked to people and they were from all over Georgia and they all thought Sky Valley was wonderful, and that is great news to hear. I also want to say our 4th of July activities are going to happen hopefully on July the 3rd. If the rain will stay away, we will have fireworks in the evening. And the Sid Weber Memorial Cancer Fund people are presenting a takeout only barbecue dinner that can be purchased from 5:30 to 8 in our Sky Valley Pavilion. Adults $13, children 4 to 10, $8. Children under 3 eat free, and you can pick up your tickets at the Sky Valley Pro Shop, the City Hall, Timeshares, Appalachian Insurance Company, or call Gerald Strickland. Hope you all will take advantage of that. It goes for a worthy cause, and it will be a lot of fun. I have had many questions about the COVID-19 statistics as it relates to Rabun County in Georgia. As of this morning, I looked up the data. In Georgia, we have almost 66,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19. There are almost 10,000 Georgians hospitalized due to this virus. Almost 2,200 of them are currently in ICU. We have over 2,600 Georgia deaths because of this virus. We have 35 cases confirmed in Rabun County with 4 confirmed deaths. We are still, as a county, ranked fairly low in about the lower 1/4 of numbers of people with this disease and in the hospital. And I just say, y'all still please take this very seriously and protect yourselves. We do not want this virus to come to our wonderful valley. Also, I have had people ask me about the latest executive order that the governor has put out and what tenets it has in this order, and I will summarize the order to the best of my ability and include all that data into the next June Sky Valley Times. If you all are not on the city distribution list to receive this newspaper, it really does have a lot of good stuff in it, and please call the City Hall to put your name on that list. Any comments from the council?
Holly, I just in reference to the pickleball courts, I just had maybe one suggestion for us all to consider as far as signage for the rules and regulations for the pickleball court. If we could consider maybe a wooden sign. If any of y'all been over to Valley View, at their pool, they have a real nice sign at the backside of the pool that references all the rules. It just looks real nice and neat. And the only other suggestion I would have, if we can do that, I would remove the language that said you will be prosecuted. Just a suggestion.
Okay. Thank you, Bruce. Any other comments from the council? Okay, all right, well then, go ahead.
Nope.
Nope, oh, nope. Okay, so now we're going to move up item 8 before Ella gives her city manager report. So Ella, take it away.
Yes, as you all know from our work session, we talked about a bucket truck that I had found. It is a 2015 F550 bucket truck. Myself, James, and Jerry went and personally inspected this truck yesterday in Oakwood. The truck is in great condition. Ashley was very surprised how good it looked. I took some photos and Holly looked at those photos yesterday. I believe the truck is well worth what they're asking for it. And the reason I've asked to step this item up is because there was someone else interested in the truck when we got there yesterday. They told us someone was coming to pick it up. I asked him to delay that until I could get council's decision on the truck, and I'm to text him to let him know because we need to move on this because these trucks move very fast. They're hard to find, especially in this condition. The other ones that I had found, they had so much rust on them. They had all kinds of problems with them. The mechanic actually came out, showed us everything around. Jerry and James inspected the truck. This has a lift of almost 40 feet. And like I said, the truck is to me, for the type use that it has already been used with, it's in very good condition, has all the lights, bells and whistles on it that we need to continue to operate it. And I would recommend that council approve this. I did go back. I know there were some questions about the budget part of it. We only had originally $25,000 budgeted for this item, but I went back, and after our police vehicles, and I'll go a little bit more on that when I get to my report, we had $28,717 remaining in our police budget, which is also in general fund that we for capital items. So I would like to recommend that council approve this budget truck purchase, so I can send him a text and let him know that we want the truck, if y'all agree to that. And like I said, we have looked and looked and looked at trucks, and to find one in this condition, I think we're very fortunate. We probably would never have to replace this, and I would say 15, 20 years at the most, because I think it would be an excellent addition to our fleet here. Any questions?
So with the remaining funds from the police cars and our budgeted amount of $25,000, that would certainly cover the 48.5 that you're talking about, Ella?
Yes, ma'am, it would.
Okay, all right.
One question, are we giving up anything that was originally budgeted for our police?
No, they're still getting their 2 new vehicles fully equipped.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we were just able to get some good deals on the truck and the Durango that we purchased.
Thanks.
Ella, we'll also have some salvage value of the old bucket truck.
Yes, sir. I would also like to ask that when y'all approve this, that y'all also approve that we take the current bucket truck that we have, the 1997 bucket truck, and declare it as surplus property so we can put it on Gov Deals. We may get $2,000 or $3,000 out of it, which is better than what I wouldn't think we could get anywhere else, because it's not worth much of all. They're pretty much it's gonna be somebody that can come in and fix it that's gonna want it. I mean, it's not one of these things you're gonna get a whole lot of money out of at this point. And also too, I would like to include in this motion, if y'all do decide to do this, that y'all authorize Holly or myself to sign the paperwork to get this executed. This purchase executed.
Any other questions or comments?
Madam Mayor, would you
All right,
entertain
so then I'd like to have a motion.
I move that we authorize the city manager to proceed with the purchase of the proposed bucket truck, and that we declare the current bucket truck surplus as soon as we get the new one,
And authorize the signatures.
and authorize the signatures to accomplish that.
All right, so moved. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second.
Thank you, Moody. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? All right, that's passed. Thank you. That's great.
you,
And
Ella.
I did see, I saw the photographs that Ella took, and the truck looks almost brand new. It looks fantastic. Hopefully this will last us for many years to come, and we'll all be in the home when they have to replace it. Okay. Go ahead, Ella, with your report.
Okay, I've just sent Steve a message to let him know that we do want the truck. Also too, let's see, I'll move forward with my information. Public Works, the road striping, you all had approved this. Due to the weather, he keeps trying to get this done. He needs 2 good days, 2 dry days to get this striping done. He went out and cleaned part of the streets, and then he went back and looked, and they've got to be cleaned again. So he needs 2 full days with no rain to get the striping done. So as soon as he is able to get that, he's ready to go. He's working 7 days a week trying to get caught up and staying really busy. So he told us he would get to it as soon as he could. Also too, Public Works is, as you see, they're continuing with the grass mowing, answering water calls. We've had a couple of small water line breaks, and also the Fillmore is out doing the sides of the road, trying to get that going. We did have to replace something on the mower to get it operational. But Public Works is continuing to do that with their normal everyday work that they have to do in addition to. The next thing is, we have a new officer with the police department, and Charles Webb is our new officer. He works night shift, so he is not available to meet you all. But if you see him at night, he does start to work at 7. So some of y'all may see him out and about. So if you do see him, stop and introduce yourselves to him. Mr. Webb comes to us from the city of Baldwin, where he was the police chief there, but he decided he wanted to step down and do something a little less stressful. I feel that Charles is a great asset to the city, and I think he will do us a good job. Also, too, with the police department, as far as their vehicles, the truck has been delivered to the dealer. They're getting it ready to have it delivered to us. Hopefully we will get this week and can get it to the outfitters next week to get this one going. The Durango is on the assembly line, and hopefully will be shipped to us in the near future. So hopefully in the next week or so we'll get that one as well, so we can get it outfitted and get it on the street to make them visible. The next thing I have was the website. I know I had mentioned we thought we'd be able to go live last week, and didn't happen. I talked with her again last week. We hope our live date is June 29th. And the reason why of the delay is because she's trying to set up everything that is on our existing site, so it redirects you to the new site. So once that is out and about, I'll send that out to you all to look at. And as always with a new site, you're going to have people going in looking, and I'm sure there'll be changes that we'll want to make, some updates. I mean, it's not going to be perfect coming out live, so don't think everything's going to be perfect. That's just part of putting out a new website. So we want to let you all know about that. Let's see, you've already covered July 3rd. That's pretty much all I had on my information. We're getting ready to send out the Sky Valley Times in the near future. So if you all think of anything y'all like to include, please let Karen know so we can add it. And just also too, it's fixing to be budget time. So just to give you a heads up, we need to start thinking about that. What we need to do is sit down, and I'll meet with Holly, and we'll put a calendar together to send it out to you all, so we can start looking at stuff and getting things scheduled, so we can move forward with that as well, because we'll need to get our tax millage rate established as well as adopting our budget. We got a few months, so we've got plenty of time to work out some details if y'all decide y'all want to do things a little differently. That we can get moving on that as well. That's pretty much everything I had. So,
Thank you, Ella. Any other comments or questions of Ella?
I have a question regarding the maintenance, I guess, on the website. You shared the contract with us in the package, which I guess we signed that agreement back last October.
right.
With the intent that we would have the new website up in December.
Mhm.
So I think you explained to us that the COVID-19 thing slowed them down a bit, but I think 6 months is a little bit unreasonable. And I'm just wondering what kind of recourse we have with them for this delay. That's
Well,
point
she
one.
did,
And
well,
point
yeah.
two, let me finish. In point two is this maintenance fee that's there. Looks like we're obligated to pay somewhere between $6,000 and $12,000 a year to do minimal updates. Does that involve when we want to post minutes or do, just regular updates to the website? Are we not going to be able to do that ourselves, or are we going to have to pay them to do that?
Right now, we're going to pay them to do that. But one thing that she did say, and I did fail to let y'all know this, originally when we started looking at the website, we were going to do some marketing on the website. And since we are not doing that, she is getting me amount together to reduce that monthly amount. Because originally, we were going to sell ads, but I can't seem to get anybody that's interested in doing that. I've reached out to several different people and no one wants to commit. So at this point, at some point I had to just move forward with that and get that, moving. So she said that they should be able to reduce that monthly amount. And also too, she said at some point, if we feel comfortable and, we have our proper training, we can add stuff as we need to, like we do with the existing site. But also too, you need to keep, just to give you a heads up on when you do these websites, you want to make sure that they are on retainer for your first several months, because you're going to have things that are going to come up. Oh yeah, we need to make sure this is updated and all this kind of stuff. That covers that in addition to for them to come in and do updates or changes, if we have something that's going on, because the way it's laid out is a little different than what we have now. We needed to do something that was a little bit more easier to operate. And I think people in the long run will see it, that it is a much cleaner, faster site. She started looking at the number of pages that the existing site had. It had over 600 pages on the existing site that it was hitting to. So, we're trying to eliminate all that. And hopefully we were able to do that the way this site is set up. So yes, they're willing to work with us, and she is going to get me an updated price on that. Because remember, she came in after the fact. On the website, our actual website designer came in after the fact because she did not start initially with the site, so she sort of had to catch up. But I think she's been a joy for me to work with. She and I have got along very well together, and she's done pretty much anything I've asked her to do. So I think we've got a good working relationship, and they're going to be willing to do what we need them to do. So if we need to bow out before those months are up, she said they're good with that already.
Well, the other key point there is there's a 60-day notice to get out of that month to month. So we have to keep that in mind. And I kind of agree with Ed there. We need to do our best to get to a point where we can maintain those things ourselves.
Oh yeah. Because if we're just uploading certain things, and there'll be certain times that we'll need to reach out to them if we need to do some changes, because some of that is coded that we are not going to be able to do it. So that's the way websites are now. Used to, everything was WordPress, and you could go in and just add and change, and it doesn't work quite that way anymore. They've changed all that.
Is ours not a WordPress?
No, it's not. It's not a WordPress. No, it is not.
Okay. What sort of training do we need, and do we need redundancy in training?
Well, what she's gonna do once we get going on this, and like I said, I've been working with her since the beginning of all this, trying to get all this transferred over and make sure we got what's on the old on the new that we needed, and leave off some of the stuff. I've pretty much been through. I haven't been on the back end of it, but getting stuff where it needs to go. I think, you know, between my Karen and myself, I think, you know, other staff, we should be able to 2 to 3 months, maybe be able to do something, move this forward.
Okay.
You know,
Wow,
I would
that
also,
sounds,
I'm sorry, Jim, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was just going to say that sounded great.
Yeah, I'm just following up to what Ed said. You know, the thing was supposed to be up at the end of last year before the COVID really got
Yeah.
going. Understand some delays with the COVID. But I think it's worth, you know, maybe asking them to give us the first couple of months support on them.
Yeah. And also we can ask that. And also remember too, we did go back and add a committee page. So that was another holdup too. That took us about 3 or 4 weeks out there.
Yeah,
so
but we're at the end of June almost already. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we you know,
Well, and
these things
Ella,
can move a lot
it-
faster than that.
It didn't seem logical to me that they delayed putting the website up so we could add the committee reports. It seemed like we should have kept them on track. Let's get it up, and then we could add the committee reports. So, but if at this point you've been working with them, you've had experience with them, and that's all good and well. I'm just concerned about credibility here. That, you know, we're 9 months later and we still don't have the website up. So
I'll reach out to her and the president. This is the second site I've done with them, so I'll reach out to them and see, you know, what kind of deal we can work out. Because I totally agree. I mean, we've got to get something from our end for this. So I'll see what I can come up with and let you all know.
well, build a fire under them, a little priority. Last week they were going to have it up, and now it's delayed another week. I think they need to whoever's responsible needs to put some overtime in or whatever it takes. But we need to get this site up
Yes, sir.
sooner than later.
Okay. Will do.
I have asked Ella to contact Macon County or Rabun County to take care of the waist-high weeds on Bald Mountain Road, especially since we're going to have all these visitors for 4th of July. It would be great to have that road looking better. It's pretty raggedy looking. So thank you, Ella, for doing that. Okay. Committee reports is our next item on the agenda. And I want to say that Sky Valley is blessed with all the people who are willing to give their time, experience, and efforts for our Sky Valley committees, and they're working hard. I hope everyone will tune in on our Zoom meetings, because I think we have a lot of information to share. And our first marketing committee report is going to be Mr. O'Keefe with our marketing committee. And take it away, Bob.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I will try to make this as succinct as possible to bring you up to date. We've been working hard. Once establishing the committee, we had contributions to the marketing account so that we can actually go out and spend some of our money from the POA and the club and the city. Some of you are aware that Timeshare decided to opt out. So although obviously they'll still benefit from what we do, they have not participated. One comment about the website, which is critical for us, is this month and next month, we're going to start having social media out there driving people to the website. So that website being up and active and updated is going to be critical to the people that want to know more about Sky Valley. And originally we had talked about how do we answer questions if people have questions in response to emails and social media. And because we're driving them to the website, there really isn't a need for us to respond to emails. So it's mission critical for us now for that website to be working, and that maybe down the road we can do some updates and have a travel page on it or what have you. In short, we're looking into a webcam that we could post and have people get online and look and see what we look like and what the weather's like. We're still doing the research on that. We decided to develop destination stickers, oval stickers, kind of like you would see with the two-letter designation, HH for Hilton Head, and so on and so forth. And we have one, and we've got pricing on it. We're also going to have that 6x4 oval sticker made into a magnet if people want to purchase the magnet. We plan on probably distributing the oval sticker to all residents. We are also going to create a normal bumper sticker, an 11x3 bumper sticker that we could sell or distribute. We have to decide upon that at this particular point. We're probably going to need to develop a Sky Valley brochure that's going to be available in a lot of the area locations where people can pick one up and go off with it. We have one of the old ones that we could modify, but we haven't been able to move forward with that just as yet. Forward Rabun. Forward Rabun is a county initiative which incorporates what was the Chamber of Commerce. And I've spoken to Rick Story. I know he was at one of our meetings last week. The club was fortunate or generous enough to give them, or loan them, I should say, a Sky Valley golf bag complete with clubs and towels and brochures and what have you, because that visitor center is just now opening and they wanted something, and we were able to, the club was able to generously get that done in a matter of days. And we'll have a leg up on the other golf courses because they'll see us, because they're going to have interactive centers. And where do you want to golf? Where you want to go? Where are the waterfalls? So we've got, we're in front of the eyeballs first. Also, I've spoken with Rick many times, and Bill and Madam Mayor and I are going to go down and visit the new center on Friday. We couldn't do it sooner than that because they weren't ready for visitors, but we're going to go ahead and do that. And my plan is to visit several other visitor centers in the next couple of weeks and see how they're outfitted and set up, because we obviously have the discussion of the building on the mountain. Also, I became aware last week that the hotel motel tax has been paid. The portion that gets paid to the county or the city, I guess it's the county at this point, $7,700 will be paid to Forward Rabun that they can use for our marketing efforts. So we're going to discuss that with them on Monday. Friday. We also have placed an ad in the Mountain Traveler magazine and its sister publications, and they are Lake Living. So we're going to have a full page, scratch that, a half page vertical ad in Mountain Traveler. I believe it's next week, again at the end of July, and then again in November, and that has many tens of thousands of magazines are going to be out and about. The other thing we are going to do is we're going to be in the North Georgia regional map. Again, I just spoken with and I'm working with those folks, where we're going to maintain the position of our ad. We're probably going to double it and get that out there. And they publish like 220,000 maps. That this is the map. I don't know if anybody's familiar with what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. I know it's probably backwards, but this is the tool that people use and keep it with them. They may look at a real estate magazine and stick it somewhere else, they never see it again. But this is the kind of thing that people use when planning their vacation. So we're going to be doing that very soon. So let's see what else. Okay. Mountain Lake Publishing. Mountain Lake Publishing is another initiative that I think we've been in before. I spoke with the publisher, and we are going to probably have a full page ad. They have publications that are digest size, like Reader's Digest size, and it's very inexpensive. They send out many thousands of magazines, and they have homes for sale, the Vacation Guide, the High Roads Living. There are several publications, and by being in the publications, we're also going to be on their website. And I've looked at it, and it's a place where people can really find out more about us. And that's the thing that we really need to do, because electronic media, social media, that type of thing is usually beyond our ability to do. So what we can do, we do. What we can't do, we hire people to do. And we're going to get into that. We talked to Doug in a few minutes. We talked about the visitor center, or the current building on the mountain. The marketing committee is 1,000% behind maintaining that, and maybe even upgrading it as a visitor center. And Bill and Madam Mayor and I are going to go down and take a look, inspect it, because I've never even been in it, but we're going to do that on Thursday, and then go down to the Ford Raven Visitor Center on Friday. Okay. The POA has added a page to their website, which has links to the property and lots and condos that are for sale in Sky Valley. So people can come and don't have to search the entire internet, but they can actually get on the POA and see some of what's. Obviously, we're not going to be able to have everything up and that kind of a thing. Explore Georgia. Explore Georgia, again, is another initiative that actually got an email from somebody. Karen had forwarded to me that one of our residents saw it, and we're not even in it. And they do have a publication, and they have a series of websites. And it's Explore Georgia, and it's georgiamountains.com, and it's Georgia on My Mind. There's various flavors of the brands. And I've been in contact with the woman in charge of that. In one of the correspondence with Ella, she said, we don't even have a logo on the website where it does talk about Sky Valley. So I sent her the new one that we've been using, the blue sky mountains with, coolest and highest city. And she said she was going to fix that right away. But I'm going to be in conversation with her. They have different sites you can go to. It's in my opinion, it's hard to navigate. It's like a spider web of what's out there. And Doug and I have talked about it, and he's going to get involved because he's tried to work with them in the past with other clients, and they are just not golf friendly. Like, they have a list of, the Georgia golf trail, and our golf course isn't even on it. And he said he's tried to do it with other clients, and they're just hard to work with. They apparently don't understand the draw of golf. So I'm going to get Doug involved with that, with these folks, and get the thing updated. So we also were offered the ability to put a couple of questions on the survey that I think you're going to be discussing in a few minutes to our residents as to not what they're looking for, because you guys have always done a good job on that, but more marketing questions. How'd you find out about it? What publication did you use? Because we want to go and be in front of them and future homeowners where it's more likely that we would find them. Okay, that's a lot so far. I'm going to turn this over to Doug Hollingsworth. Doug is President, CEO, Chief Cook and Bottle Washer for.
That's true.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
For oh my gosh, I got to look at your card. Georgia Golf and Travel. He has worked with the country club for probably a year or so. We have hired him on a monthly basis for the next year, and he's going to share what he's able to do, because he's given us at this point, a 6-month schedule of what he's going to do for us and work with us. And the fact that he's got history with the club is very beneficial to us. So Doug, all yours.
Take it away.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Nice to see all of you. I look forward to meeting all of you hopefully one day soon. Let me just comment on what Bob just said based on the state and whatever. The state of Georgia, as great as our state is, does not have a very good tourism department. I like the people, but they just don't do a good job. And I've been part of them now. I'm in this business almost 30 years, and I've worked with them on and off for many years. But the last 10 with my newest company, Georgia Golf and Travel, they love what I'm doing. They appreciate that we're promoting Georgia as a golf destination, and certainly other things in Georgia, but they're not very good in terms of helping. One problem they've had, they have not have a deputy director of tourism for over a year. They have hired a new gentleman that has come from Disney and also a couple other big places, and he is starting next month. So I did not sit around and wait. I contacted him already, and he's excited about what I have and what's going on. And I think he's going to be able to help me do a lot of things, i.e. what Bob was talking about, Explore Georgia there. I have tried to get them to let me go in and help do things on their website. And it's pulling teeth, and it's just never been an easy fix. They have done a few things, but we are certainly going to be working on this hard as soon as he gets in place. So we will continue to update you on that. Second, very excited about this opportunity. I have known certainly your community for decades, and have been up there countless times just to enjoy what you have, certainly play golf over the years. And I'm very excited to be helping you with marketing. And as I told everybody in the marketing committee last week, what we're going to be doing, we're certainly promoting the golf. You have a wonderful golf course there, great new clubhouse and pro shop, and Steve does a great job. And so we've been working hard on that. I think a lot of y'all have seen what we've been able to do with magazine articles, and had a couple of golf writers, or at least know one of them came up there. And so we've got a lot of things that we're working on, but we're going to concentrate a lot on just promoting the whole community through the city, through real estate, vacation packages, all this stuff that will tie in everybody. And we're very excited about the opportunity. As I tell a lot of people, you have to have a product in order to do things right. And you have a beautiful product, and we just need to fine tune it and let people know how great you are, and so people can come up and enjoy all the amenities you have. Certainly, camp out there and go enjoy North Georgia or North Carolina or Tennessee, wherever it may be. But we started a program already. We didn't sit around and wait. We've done a virtual golf journey through Georgia, which Sky Valley was a part of since you were on Georgia Golf Trail. So we did that through social media. So we do social media. So we're going to be able to help you guys through many different ways. So we hit that where it's Twitter and LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, and we sent out a lot of things through those social media over 21 straight days. Basically, this is something new we've never done, but because people are home and we want to have people see Georgia and then Sky Valley. So second thing is we're going to be doing every month, we're going to be sending out email blasts, and Bob and I talked about it, and the email blast is the same ad that's going to be in the 2 magazines, I believe. And it's whoever put it together did a great job. It tells it short, sweet, to the point, and it drives people to your website. And so we're going to continue to send that out for a while. I just sent Bob a copy this morning that basically he's seen before, but it shows that we've sent it out, and Bob and I have talked about it with the committee, that we're basically just going to concentrate on Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, North Carolina drive markets. we're always going to hit Georgia and Florida. We want people in Florida to realize what you have up there. We get a lot of people that realize they moved too far south, it's too hot in Florida, and they want to come up North Georgia. So we want to make sure that Sky Valley is on their mind. I've got some programs that I'll continue to tell you about that we're going to be working with some media people in Florida that they'll be able to put out all kind of things on the real estate programs and that you have there. So working on that. So if anybody would like to see what we did, certainly Bob can send it out to all of you, or I'll be glad to. I'm sure I don't have everybody's email, but glad to help any way I can. Certainly in there, stop there too. Anybody that's got any questions, probably, if you have anything and just want to talk to me or offer any suggestions, anything like that, any contacts, we'll be glad to talk to you anytime. But probably can go through Bob and find out that information. We have a lot of things that are planned. That's why we did a 6-month plan. So it's a gradual thing. There's a lot of work to be done up front. And then we're going to be, easing into it each month. I've already was with a international golf writer, travel writer last week. And we want to plan a trip up to North Georgia, probably in the fall, maybe later fall. And we'll bring in 3 or 4 travel writers who will be able to go back and do a lot of things for us. We do this every year. We pick out different portions of Georgia and people who are on the trail and already clients of mine. And so we will actually be there, stay there, see all the things there is to do. If you guys would like to meet, then we could certainly work that out. Some more details on that later. That's something that doesn't happen overnight, so I have to work with their schedules and get them up here. And it could be, last year we had a guy from Ohio. We've had other places around the Southeast that'll come. So it's a fun thing to do. They get to see things that they've never seen before and go back and write about it in social media and stuff. So many things. I think the magazines that you guys are going to be in, I think that's going to be helpful. I'm going to come up and probably stay a day and a half up in that area and go meet with people there at Rayburn County as well, and work with other places around your area so we can come up with some partnerships that we can, they can help us. So we're not just doing everything to try to market Sky Valley. I think the stickers, that type stuff, the decals will be a good way to do it, and get some other ideas as we continue to move along. So a lot to do. This is something that's a continuous thing, and this is what you have to have. We have to continue to promote Sky Valley through many different things, and not just, well, we'll promote it this fall or next winter for next year or whatever. This is something that has to be done in many ways, and we can do it through many of our contacts, many of our people who work for us, and we're very excited about what we can, do for you guys. And again, this is not just a back off. I want to reiterate that. And so we've got some plans that we're going to be working with some real estate agents to try to bring them up from the probably North Georgia area, and let them spend the day there, let them see everything, see some homes. I know we're trying to work to get some more things on the website with real estate. I think that's going to be a great thing. I know Ed Steele's going to be working on getting a web camera, or maybe that was Gordon. I don't remember, one of the two. But a lot of things that are in the works that certainly don't happen overnight, but we will continue to update you guys and let you know what's going on. And one thing, as I told Bob last week, you got a great guy there in charge of your marketing program now. Seems like he's been doing this for 10 years already, even though he's only been up there for a little while. So I'm excited to work with Bob and Holly and the rest of City Council and Ella and everybody else in Sky Valley. So please contact me if you have any questions, any thoughts, and we would love to talk to you. Thanks.
Doug, thanks for your work so far. I'll get you that $10 as soon as I see you for your kind words.
What? Wait a minute, 10? What do you mean 10?
Oh, okay. Oh, it's got to
Did
be
I
more
miss
than
a
that.
zero?
I
I
got a
missed
sweet.
a zero there, man.
I got to sweeten the pot. Okay, a couple of quick things. I can send an email that includes the ad, the full page ad that's going to be most of what we're using right now, so everybody can see it. Maybe I can send it to one person and you can send it to everybody on the council. Who would that be? Ella, would that be you or Karen?
Either one's fine. You can send it to me so I can have it for the file.
Okay, I'll do that. And then I may send the images, and Ella did a great job, particularly with the car decals, so we can even send that to them so they get excited. It may not seem like car decals is a big deal, but that is pretty much word of mouth, and it's word of mouth without even speaking. So we're going to try and get it on as many vehicles. We talked about getting it on the city vehicles when the time is right. We've talked about using the new Blue Mountain background, Georgia's highest, coolest city, as our new logo and our new image, that maybe we can get them printed large to put on the vehicles and do away with it was a very beautiful logo we had of the Four Seasons, but it looks like 1970s right now. And we've decided that people look for an experience, and you have to market what makes you unique. And the one thing that makes us unique, it's not golf, it's not, there's a lot of things we have, but so do a lot of other places, but that we're the highest and coolest city is like the tagline we can hang our hat on. And I want to even look into what it would cost and how could we get it done to put it on the billboard down at the foot of the mountain, and maybe update some of the signage on the way up the mountain so we have a consistent brand like Nike or Coca-Cola. One other thing that just came up yesterday, courtesy of our Madam Mayor, Holly knows someone who apparently is into, I'll call it a travel log type video, that apparently has done work for the state of Idaho. And she is going to talk with her contact and see if we could even develop something. It probably wouldn't be ready for this year. We certainly don't probably have it in our budget to do it. But a lot of the websites we go to, you click on certain ones and places have videos. And if we could have a professionally done video that we could use for ourselves, our visitor center, and perhaps in some other websites, I think that would be terrific. That's just my, as Doug said, he's already been in the process of sending out many thousands of email blasts. So even if we don't see it right away, we've got the snowball moving down the hill, and hopefully it's picking up speed. So Doug, thank you so much for all of your work. And I'm done. Any questions from anybody? Awesome.
That was great. Thank you, Bob, and thank you, Doug. And I'm looking forward to all this taking place. It's fantastic. All right, our second committee report is going to be Bill Oliver, and he's going to talk a little bit about what the mayoral advisory committee is about. Take it away, Bill.
Okay, thank you, Holly. The first one on the agenda here was a citizen survey. We should have that finalized by the end of the week, and then along with the various lists to get out and try to cover almost everybody that owns property in Sky Valley. Really looking for some statistically valid results. It's fairly comprehensive, and we will, once that's done and aggregated, we will be sharing all those results with everyone. And then the next step from that is to look at the top ones, the top handful, and explore those to see if they will make sense in the short term or long term, and whether or not they're financially feasible to tackle. Once that's done, we will share those results with everybody. And really, this is designed to give our city council and mayor and city employees some guidance as to where we should be headed with the preferences of our citizens. So stay tuned for that. Tim Dara did a good job getting Windstream to come out and talk with us last week about internet coverage. We learned a lot from that meeting, and specifically kind of where they're at, what they're doing, how things are structured here in the Valley, the areas that have good internet service and some that are lacking. And long story short, they committed to help us identify those areas that specifically needed some improvement. And we heard, I guess, this morning that they're working on with their engineers to try to put together a plan to see what it'll take to improve the service in those areas that are lacking right now. So at least, we got a little bit of, some action moving forward from them. And then True Vista also, Tim had talked to them. We have a map of coverage there. So at the end of the day, we're trying to figure out where exactly we are, where the coverages exist at an acceptable level and where they do not. At that point, hopefully we'll be able to get something moving forward there to make this, solve this problem for the city. One other item I have to report on is Tony Allred and I met with Sarah Baker, who is the biologist in charge of fisheries in Georgia, and her partner Leon from Department of Natural Resources. And specifically, we were looking at what was the pond area near the mailboxes and what can and cannot be done as that question has come up from a beautification standpoint. And what we learned was that whole Mud Creek area there is a primary tributary to the trout streams all the way down to Little Tennessee River. So it's extremely difficult to do any modification whatsoever there. And their term was, between the permitting, engineering, and et cetera, it's thousands of dollars before you even start work. So the other thing that we discovered there, which was very interesting, was that the area that has grown up there right behind the dam now is becoming a natural wetland area with appropriate plants in there, which is somewhat rare in the mountains. And so we've got a botanist coming out that they've referred us to take a look at that, to see what we have there, what might be able to done fairly low cost to beautify that area and protect it. So overall, really what came out of it is we've got an area there that, as it exists, with probably some minor modifications and cost-effective ones, that could actually be something we could market as a naturally occurring part of the mountains. We also discovered there's some live bass in there for you fishermen. And then we traced back up the mountain there, and we're taking water temperatures because they're looking at it from a standpoint of it could possibly be stocked as a trout stream as well. So some interesting things came out of the meeting, all preliminary now, some more work to be done. And stay tuned. We'll see where that takes us. And that's my big update today.
Thank you very much, Bill. Thank you for all your work, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen there. Any other questions for committee chair people? Okay, we'll move on to item number 9, which was consider approval of a 4-month lease agreement with Patty Calderon. Before I ask for a motion, I need to discern and reveal the critical terms of this proposed lease. The lease, which will initiate, if approved, July the 1st and expire at the end of the business day on the 31st day of October. Ms. Calderon reports that she is going to go into semi-retirement at that time. She has rented our city-owned building on Highway 246 for the last 10 years and has been certainly a great asset to the community of Sky Valley. Due to the COVID-19 virus, she had to temporarily close her business, which of course resulted in her no income because of no revenues. She has developed some procedures in line with the governor's executive order to be able to reopen and to be able to serve, she thinks, 50% of her present clientele, which of course will only produce a half of her previous revenue. With that in mind, the current draft lease was developed. Her rent will be $400 a month, which represents two-thirds of the monthly rental rate from before. Patty has stated that she will go back to a $600 a month rent if her clientele returns, and we certainly hope it does. Her utility costs will be $60 a month. Patty agreed to pay the city $1,840 for past month rent and utilities when her studio was closed. So that's basically the basic tenets of this particular lease. Do I have a motion to approve this lease agreement?
Madam Mayor, I've read the agreement. I agree with all the terms. I think it's a good deal for us. It's a good deal for Patty.
All right,
I'll
so are you
second.
making?
Yes, I
Make the
move that we
motion.
accept this.
Thank you, Jim.
And I second, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Bruce, a second. All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor of this motion signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Thank you. That item passes. And now it's public forum and general comments. Do we have any comments or questions, Ella?
No, I don't have anything.
Well, I certainly appreciate you all and all the things that you're doing for Sky Valley. And so do I hear a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Thank you, Bill. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Moody. All in favor?
Aye.
Bye. Y'all have a wonderful day and thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.